Hi kids, it's me again. What a surprise. Hi, it is day 6 of Rev, otherwise known as Wednesday. Feeling a little bit tired tonight, possibly because of the countless days of movies that we've been watching. Not that that's a bad thing, just saying. I'm just feeling tired. Apart from that though, we saw movies today and I shall now talk about them. We saw The Interrupters, which we were a little bit late for, just a little bit. So we missed about the first 10 minutes, 12 minutes maybe. But the bit we did see was a very engaging and interesting story about people called interrupters who work on the streets of Chicago, basically interrupting violence, hence the clever name. They mediate gang disputes, so somebody contacts them and says that the red gang is going to shoot the blue gang because someone from the blue gang shot someone from the red gang, and it's all a big revenge thing and blah blah, ridiculous American pointless violence. And the interrupters come in and get everyone together and talk about how it won't solve anything and they should all just get along and the bigger person would just forgive and forget and all those kind of lovely things that, you know, sensible people already know, that aren't American idiots who shoot each other. I'm not saying that all Americans are idiots, because I have some American friends who are very nice. I'm just saying American idiots who shoot each other. Anyway, just to clarify, in case you're like attack me for being racist against Americans. So that was a very interesting documentary. It was a very sad documentary. Left me feeling a little bit flat because it makes me very sad that this supposed leader of the free world, America, is supposed to be this wonderful country where, you know, everyone has rights and freedoms and stuff, and there are children pretty much living in a war zone and worrying that every day when they go to school or come home from school they're going to be shot and killed. A lot of the kids from the area don't really think that they're going to live past 30, which means I've been alive longer than most of them think their whole life is going to be. But only a little bit, because I'm not old. Shh! So yeah, it was a good documentary, but it did leave me feeling a little bit depressed about the state of the world. But you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. And the other movie we saw was so much more cheery. It was called Shockhead Soul, which I've been quite excited to see because it was about madness, one of my favorite things. It was about a guy called Daniel Paul Schreiber, who was a judge back in the late 1800s, and after he became the head judge of the important judgy people, he was put into a mental asylum and locked away for 10 years, pretty much against his will, because he was deemed to be crazy because he thought he could talk to God. His argument was, that's my religious belief, and who are you to tell me that I can't believe that? You are impinging on my religious freedoms, which I thought was a pretty good argument, really. Who's to say that the crazy people talking to God aren't actually talking to God or the Metatron? So yeah, a really interesting look at mental illness around the turn of the century and how a change in attitudes in psychiatry came about in relation to madness. They talked a little bit about the lust plague, which was a reference to my all-time favorite STD, syphilis. Makes you crazy. Yeah. So they talked a bit about that. They talked about some Freud and some Jung, little bits, just little snippets. It was quite a slow-paced movie and a little bit repetitive, but that was ooh, that's terrible lighting. But that was a deliberate decision on the filmmaker's part because of the subject matter and just the pace of the movie. So I did enjoy it. It was good, enlightening. Both of those films are on again before the end of Rev. You can see both of them again. The Imposters, that's not right. The Interrupters is on Friday at 6:30. That's 2 days away, Friday, by the way. And Shockhead Soul is on Sunday at 12 o'clock. So you still have a chance to see both of those films if you so choose. You did, however, miss out on the cupcakes, which were delicious, which got eaten by all of the people, and you didn't get any unless you are one of those people and you are watching this video. In which case, I hope you enjoyed it.
Sydney Film Fest.
And we saw the, thank you, HSP. We saw the collection of short films from the Sydney Underground Film Festival also, but you can't see it because it's not on again. But it was very interesting, as Underground Film Festival collections tend to be. Last year we saw a collection of films from the Chicago Underground Film Festival, CUF. This year it was SUF. And we had the same bizarre collection of films. There was vomiting in people's mouths, which made me vomit in my own mouth a little bit. There was people dressed as birds in the nude, cawing to each other. There was people talking about double penetration with 8 inches in lube. There was a guy who we thought was going to kill himself in front of his children, but then it turned out he wasn't really going to do that, which was a shame really, because he was a bit of a dick. There was the camera inside someone's mouth, like pointing from the back of their throat forwards, so you could see everything they ate and drank and smoked and took, and then you could see the tongue of the other person tongue kissing them, which was a little bit weird and disturbing. So yeah, that was the Sydney Film Festival showcase, which was interesting, but you can't see it again. So my picks for tomorrow. Tomorrow we are seeing Wonder Woman. Hooray! Because it looks awesome, because all women are wonderful. But this in particular is about the Wonder Woman herself, with her magical lasso and boots and stuff, and people who like her. And we are seeing Vigilante, which is a movie about street art, which is always a subject I find thoroughly fascinating, that kind of debate over what is public space and free expression and what is vandalism. So this one is actually sort of about the people who are trying to stop the graffiti from happening, taking the law into their own hands and becoming vigilantes, hence the title of the film is Vigilante. Looks like a very, very interesting film. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I really love that discussion around self-expression and vandalism and that whole thing. So I'm very excited about that. Some picks for the weekend, because I'm telling you in advance so you can plan ahead, because these ones you need to plan ahead for. So on Saturday, if you just heard the HSP, he said The Caretaker, which is a vampire movie, but not like a ridiculous Twilight vampire movie or a like Dracula movie or whatever. It's a It's a vampire movie with a different take on things. And I've met the producer / star and the director, and they seem like very lovely chaps. So I'm sure their movie will be fantastic, because very lovely chaps always make good movies, I have found in the past. So that is on Saturday night at 11:10. So it is only showing that night at that time. There will be a Q&A session with the filmmaking guys, so that will be worthwhile coming along to. And on Friday night, Yakuza Weapon is on, which is like Japanese people killing each other, and the Yakuza, and guns and swords and ninjas and things. So it can't be anything but awesome, because that is what those kind of movies are. They are awesome. So that is only on this Friday night at 9 o'clock. So you should come and see it, because it is your only chance to see it for the whole festival. And there's lots of other good things on the weekend too. Most of them I've already mentioned, a couple of them I haven't. So we will talk about those later on another day when it is closer. But you should definitely plan ahead for The Caretaker and the Yakuza Weapon. So, that is all for today. I am going to go home and go to sleep and fall into a coma and sleep for 1,000 years. Except I'm not, because I'm going to get up and go to work, which is boring. So, I hope you are all having a lovely Wednesday, or whatever day you're watching this on, and I will see you, shadows, tomorrow.